All right. Well, big news.
Vegas is always trying to do that to us, right?
Vegas. I mean, there's always big news in Vegas, right? But this big news is that the Michelin Guide is coming back in 2026, right?
Yeah.
As part of, what was it? Part of the Southwest?
From what I understand, yeah.
Okay. So what does that include?
Should be, Arizona, maybe New Mexico, Colorado, Utah-ish.
Nice. And then Vegas.
Because they already do California. They've done LA and San Fran and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's a
the non-California Southwest
16-year hiatus, and they were only here for 2 years, 08, 09.
Yeah.
So to come back is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting. Why do you think they're coming back?
I've said for a while that I think Vegas has reached a level of population, has a continuity of visitor that expect more than just sitting at a table or slapping a slot machine.
And slapping a slot machine. Slap that slot machine.
Do you see people on these modern machines? Yeah, they're good luck.
I watched a YouTube video of someone who was training their wrist to hit the button super fast in one of these slots tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
Because I guess that is one way that you can
get further in the
tournament or win or something. I guess the more slots you hit in a certain amount of time, I know nothing about it, but
watching their slobbery hands just wiping these screens like dreaming. So the off-strip dining scene has evolved. It used to just be chain. It was kind of, very straightforward. It was fine, but very expected. And, in the last 8-10 years, you've seen a lot of like really talented chefs who've worked behind these huge names go off strip and open smaller places, and really push expectations, not just serve you regular run-of-the-mill food, right? Or if they're within a style, they're elevating the presentation, smaller room sizes, only like 30-40 seats, so
the guys who can't, or the people I should say, who can't necessarily sustain a restaurant on the strip because they don't have the name of a Gordon Ramsay or like a Joel Robuchon, which we were talking a bit earlier. I don't know if many people know who that is anymore, but
a passing name, unfortunately, one that should be remembered. But the rent in those buildings is absolutely astronomical. So to go to what used to be kind of like a second nature or often not thought about or off strip location to get that. I think partially some of that comes to the rise of like Uber and Lyft, the availability of transportation in this town.
Don't tell that to the taxi mafia.
I know that was a hard fought battle to try and keep them out of town. But it's helped the town evolve. So ultimately it has been somewhat of a tool for Las Vegas in my opinion.
I saw some crazy figures of how much it costs to open one of the big strip restaurants. Is in the form of millions.
Oh, absolutely.
To not just obviously rent the place out, but to, deck it out with all what you would expect, right, of a restaurant on the strip. And then some of the massive rooms that can hold, I don't know, like 200 people for dinner. Like it's wild how much money they put into them.
Yeah, I knew a owner of a construction company, and he got the contract for some of these renovations, and talking about how one room in particular was close to $3,000 per square foot.
Oh, jeez.
And they're massive, huge room, right? Like it is going to be a 200 seat, but the attention to detail, and that's not even filling the room with furniture and glassware and silverware, and
that's just the room itself, or is that like
that's the kitchen in the room, the look in the room, whatever, obviously plumbing and electrical and stuff like that. But it's not coming down to even just like actually like stocking it and then buying food and then buying wine for a cellar, and then it's astronomical investments.
That's crazy.
Which is maybe why they want Michelin.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Oh, so that's the maybe good thing to go into is what might change, or I guess what why Vegas needs the Michelin guide. I mean, Vegas is already kind of on the map
Mhm.
for a destination, right? Like Vegas wouldn't exist if it wasn't an entertainment and food and all of that gambling,
Yeah.
all of that rolled into one destination. So like the Michelin guide started right to essentially sell tires
Mhm.
and say, what is it? 1 star is, I think it was like, make a trip if you're there. So I'm going to get this totally wrong. But anyway, 1 star is like make a trip. 2 stars is like on your way, make a side trip to it. And 3 star is make that your destination and go there, right? To sell tires. So do we think that it's really going to make that big of a difference in Vegas?
I think it'll start separating the crop a little bit, because in each and every building, right, there are a plethora of choices, and the average customer coming out doesn't necessarily know much of a story or a thought behind a large portion of these restaurants.
Yeah.
They're just available to them, and they go maybe sometimes just based on theme, right? Like I feel like Italian, I feel like Chinese, I feel like steakhouse, right? So then this could help in its nature be that additional guide on top of it.
Right.
Like if you don't know this chef name, if you've never heard of the reputation of this restaurant,
see.
at least maybe Michelin star resonates in your head, like, oh, 1, 2, 3 stars, right? Like to help kind of like narrow the field a little bit.
So if you're already here and you're already coming to Vegas, it might be a place you single out because it has a star. It feels like then the Michelin guide should start selling sneakers here in Vegas instead of tires. You just like, instead of one to walk to, you walk to a couple other ones for a star.
Potentially. If we get enough, maybe someone can set the new world record for most Michelin stars dined in one day.
There you go. If they're all packed into one place.
But yeah.
That's too many tasting menus.
I know, it'd be wild. It'll be wild, but it does direct traffic a little bit. I think. I think it continues to, and like we said, Vegas is a different animal than it was.
Sure.
60s, 70s, and 80s, and everyone was just quarters in the machines and change cups, and that was. Food was the buffet and the 99-cent shrimp. But there are people who come here just to eat and maybe catch a show and then take off. They may not gamble. Right. They may not. So if it increases the likelihood of more individuals coming out.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, my hope is that it actually brings more people off the strip. Because, there's a certain type of restaurant, a certain type of, experience that is great on the strip. But since I've been here, which has only been about 11 years or so, I think there has been that rise in chefs and restaurants off the strip who make this little like labor of love that are, I think, are really good and can kind of hang with some of the best restaurants in LA, New York, San Francisco, Chicago, right? So my hope is that people get to see a different part of Vegas, because, a lot of times most people don't go off strip if they're here, right?
I think that's the real curiosity to answer, because there are potentially some expectations on this strip. Either a restaurant that carried a Michelin star back in 2008 or 9, or has recently moved to Las Vegas and their other iterations carry Michelin stars. So can off strip capture some of that? Like I definitely think there are many worth a bib gourmand mention for sure.
Yeah.
But is there genuinely off strip? Like I don't know, that I think one of the most curious questions for me. I'll be interested to see.
Yes. My answer is yes. If I were a betting person, which I am not, which is good because we live in Vegas and it's literally at like every gas station, and you have slots at the grocery store, and it just kind of like, I don't really see them anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh yeah, that's right. There are slots at the Albertsons here, right? So it's a good thing that I'm not a gambling person, but if I were, I would bet that there are at least a few that will get a star off strip.
Yeah.
We can talk about it in a bit, but yeah, that would be my bet.
We hope.
So let's talk about this wine, because I think when we're talking about Michelin-starred restaurants and wine, first of all, I want to be drinking. Second of all, to tie it back into wine, you probably have more experience with this, but what makes a good wine list or drink list in general, right? At a Michelin-starred restaurant.
So obviously the Michelin guide will say that it is purely the food, right? That is the only thing that gets rated and earns a star, not service, plateware, wine list. But
I don't believe that. Like I know you're saying this, so I'm not like, you're saying this is the Michelin guide saying this, but like there's just no way, because there are no, I mean, I don't know, somebody's probably going to correct me, but I feel like there are no 3 Michelin-starred restaurants that aren't also at the height of service. They, they think about every plate that they put the dish on. They found some random person in the world who's the best at making these specific porcelain cups, and that's what they're serving it, right? Like, I don't know, when you get up to that level,
yes,
I just don't believe it's only about the food.
So and it creates the whole experience, right? Because if this level of attention to detail is put into preparation, food items, food selections, and flavors on the plate, it's going to go into so many other things, right? You're not going to have peanut shells on the floor and deliver that level of quality of ingredient and food and situation, right? Like, so.
But what if the peanut shells are from a specific place in Italy where these peanuts, I don't even know if they grow peanuts in Italy, but like where somebody has spent their entire lives finding the right plot of soil to plant peanuts, but still no peanut shells on the floor.
Yeah, but if you didn't enjoy the peanut, it's just there. I don't know. I just think it carries through a vein of attention to detail is where that is, right? Like, so the attention to the plateware and the glassware and the steps of the service you're demanding of your staff and the offerings that you put down on your cocktails and wine list, right?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like the intangibles that like you don't taste, but can really, really, truly enhance your experience. So
yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. So I'm technically not a point in a score to get to that level, but yeah, I'm sure that is noticed.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what makes a good, I guess in this case, wine list, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about this before, and you can have non-alcoholic, you can have cocktails. It doesn't have to be like a Michelin-starred restaurant doesn't necessarily have to serve wine, but since it's a wine podcast, what makes a good wine list at a Michelin restaurant?
So I think a couple of routes to success here. For one, it is since you're selecting that quality of ingredient, you kind of select that quality wine. So you go blue chips, right? Like, so you go very like well-recognized, regard, top winemaker, top estate selections to kind of echo that. You want the finest juice in the glass to go along with the food on the plate, right? And you can do that in a very big way. So some of them are extremely grand lists, verticals from Lafite and Latour and Comte Lafon, just like all of the heavy hitters from all around the world. Not to say that lacks direction or intent, but sometimes it's almost easier to kind of create a list like that, just go and get all of the cult and blue chip and like highly sought after and like list verticals and have 35 pages. Another route is to be more intentional with it as well. Like whether or not you specifically echo regionality, right? Like this is a Southern Italian restaurant, so we are only going to feature stuff from Campania Basilicata or Puglia or something along those lines to kind of like echo those flavors, right? So you can but there has to be intention behind the list, I think.
I see. That makes sense. I was watching some show where um, they were talking about like wine that came up in Italy, wine that came up in France. It was really a reflection of the food that they were, kind of harvesting and
Mhm.
eating just in that region, area, town, right? Like a lot of the wines went with that food. I think they were talking about it in terms of like your pairings at home,
Yeah,
right? Like if you're making an Italian dish that comes from a certain region, it's highly likely that the wine from that region also goes with that dish, right?
precisely. Yeah. That's like the second sommelier cheat code, right? Like the first cheat code is champagne goes with everything if you don't know what to pair with it. Second cheat code is like, where does this dish originate from and what are the closest vines? Because normally those things like grow up together. So, um, that being said, you pick that up and you transplant that in the desert in Las Vegas, it should still be harmonious and still be good, but
Sure.
it's never going to be like when you're sitting there in the countryside of X,
Sure. I mean, also, nothing really grows here in Vegas. As it doesn't matter if it's food or wine.
Yeah.
We've got rocks and sand
Yeah,
out there
and
for the
slot
most
machines.
part.
That's
Slot
they
machines.
duplicate.
What wine pairs with a slot machine?
The highest alcohol.
There you go.
That's yeah. You
That's
need
probably what they also want to serve to you at the same time. So you keep hitting the button, something with the highest alcohol.
Potentially.
Cheap, high alcohol.
yes,
That's
indeed.
what they're going
right?
for.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
those are the free drinks that they're giving you.
Most impact for $1.
Yeah, most
indeed.
impact per dollar. I like it.
Yeah, not a Michelin list.
There you go. You could be a somm for the casinos, for the slot machines.
Indeed. Like, may I bring you a high octane Zinfandel to go along with your Dolly Parton slot machine?
Dolly Parton. I have not seen a Dolly Parton slot machine.
Guarantee they're somewhere.
There probably are.
Yeah.
I see a lot of buffaloes, but I don't see a lot of Dolly Partons.
Indeed.
Do you think that I have an opinion on this, which is why I'm asking? But
Good.
do you think that every chef, I mean, not every chef, but like every high-end chef wants a Michelin star?
I think at a certain level of execution, it's a thought whether or not it's an active chasing desire, but like when you're at a certain level of an execution, right? Like that thought is there. Like what it can mean for you personally, your career.
Right.
We never got there, but a grand award for a wine list.
Mm,
It was something that restaurant I was in did actively kind of pursue. Like we purchased in a fashion to help increase our standings and rankings in that. And
interesting.
I thought personally, career wise, like this could be a real gold star on a resume.
Yeah.
That I was part of this team that helped create this list,
Right,
and,
right.
and received it and
That makes
maintained
sense.
it, kind of thing. So we were
What,
always
what went into that? Like, what goes into getting what do you say, a grand award?
Grand award, yeah,
Grand
yeah,
award.
yeah.
What goes into getting a grand award for a wine list? Because I have no idea. I hadn't even heard about this before.
There is initial size requirements because they have 3 levels, like recognition, award of excellence, grand award.
Mhm.
And it's like a single glass, 2 glasses, or 3 glasses
Okay.
on the actual award from the Wine Spectator publication. That's who puts this out.
I see. Okay.
And
Wines. So you got to pay for it a little bit.
to an extent, there's everyone's got to keep their lights on, but kind of like the Michelin Guide, like if people read the publication, they're like, I can kind of know what to expect from this style of wine list, right? So to get to a certain level, you have to have a certain volume in wine.
Interesting.
And these blue chip wines that we've talked about, like they're not like not everyone can buy them, right? It takes a certain cost to hold the inventory, to purchase, and then there's only X amount made. So
Right.
for you to be able to say, especially something that's like highly allocated, to have created a list where that offering comes to you, like you can buy this from us because
Because
of
you
all
bought
these other
enough
all
from
these
the
other
other
things,
stuff. I
right?
see.
So to have those offerings, those highly allocated small production names,
Is
build.
is it like trying to get a Rolex or something, where you have to buy a bunch of like, or like a Porsche, or like one of the high end ones, where you have to buy a bunch of
Right.
like Macans or something, and then they'll like, okay, we'll give you an allocation maybe one day for the GT3 RS.
Sort of. You do work toward those. If you go in like straight for the jugular and be like, I want Complafon, and you're opening a brand new place and blah 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 blah, it's like, yeah, okay, maybe I have this single vineyard for you, but I don't have all of them, right? Because I've already got restaurants to sell these to, right? So if you continue to be successful, you can sell well and move through the bottles, like maybe we can open up more of these.
Got it.
Yeah. So there is a certain, it's not like playing the game, but just a reality to, sales in general. So yeah, that's one aspect of it.
So then it sounds like that there's got to be more to it, right? But like what you're describing so far kind of sounds like you spend enough money and you get to the really good stuff.
Ish. it will carry that, because it's yeah. There's layers in there for sure.
So then what does set it apart? Because obviously you have to have the money to purchase a certain amount and get access to the really good stuff. But like then what sets that that list apart that potentially gets you that grand award?
Depth as well. So be it multiple offerings from that one producer in vertical formation, like years going back, like 10 years in a row of Chateau X, or 6 single vineyard bottlings from Domain Y.
Okay.
So you have a certain level of depth in there. And then and it's not necessarily so like anonymously, but a lot of time someone will come and check. They'll come in and they'll open up the list and they're like, all right, show me these 10 bottles.
Oh, interesting.
Right? Because you can...
Yeah, you can put whatever on a piece of paper.
Yeah,
right?
and years ago that actually was a scandal. Like some people were submitting some like made up restaurants and made up wine lists and getting awards for something that like didn't even exist.
That's crazy.
So spot checking and double verifying that those exist. But yeah, you come in and like these 10 bottles, show me these 10 bottles, this vintage, this blah 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 blah, and present it to them. And it can't be just like I sold it last night. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, that could happen though, right?
Within reason, right?
Fair enough. I get like, but then what does happen then? Because if, let's say, I don't know, you have every single one of these special bottles for the last 10 years, and somebody comes and buys one of them right in the middle, then is it like 2 separate like lists of 4 and 5, or like do they do like, okay, you had that one, we'll give it to you.
that's one where you can okay, because it's part of like that consistency in buying as well, right? Like and you also suggesting that you support this producer, so even if you can't like literally have it like 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, like maybe it goes to 2003 and then 5 and 6 and then 10, 11, 12 and stuff like that. It's still, there's still something to that.
Got it. Okay. Because then otherwise, I don't know, if you really wanted the award and there was a restaurant that was your rival, you could go buy a bunch of bottles from them, mess up their list, and then also put them on your own.
That would be interesting.
It costs a lot, but you're already spending a ton on wine, so whatever.
Whoever's signing the check, if they sign off on that too, then that's an interesting move. But
there you go, restaurants. Hire me, and this is what I will do. I will go and buy these bottles for you, drink them myself, and then you don't have to worry about your competition.
Well, most of those restaurants don't have a package license, so if you're the one that gets in trouble legally, then they don't take the fall.
Hey,
the restaurant.
I'm just buying wine. I'm not going to get in trouble.
I know, but that's the thing with package though. Like you can't leave the premise with it. So. You'd have to.
I'm fast. I can run.
Yeah.
I those Michelin shoes
Indeed.
that we were talking about.
Hey, that get you from place to place.
And I'm gonna run from that restaurant.
There's one way of getting the wine in the place.
We got off topic. I don't know where where we're ending up, but
Yeah. But like this wine, I brought this one today because we were going to chat about this stuff, and this is something that I think is worthy of being on like any Michelin list, right? This isn't like a crazy $5,000, blah 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 bottle of wine, but part of having something thoughtfully made is being aware of people and places and things in the world and grapes and trends as well, right? Because whether or not someone is very vegan vegetarian and they insist on all the wines being like vegan or vegetarian in that sense as well, so that's how you source it and that's how you create your list, can still garner that kind of like Michelin recognition and kind of notoriety. And I don't know if I've ever heard of one specifically vegan vegetarian list winning a grand award, but I mean, maybe someone is shooting for that out there.
You finally brought me a Chenin Noir.
A Chenin Noir, yeah. We found it, the one.
Found the one.
Yeah.
If you did, that could go on a Michelin list.
Without a doubt, if it's that unique. But yeah, representing unique varietals. Like you said, at one point in time, the list that I was working with, I even had a representation of wine from China as it's, an extremely long-lived history, but mainstream-wise, there's not like a ton exported to us and a ton on American wine lists at this time. But there's a lot of interesting investment and grapes and potential.
I have no doubt.
And that is a region.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
So this one smells good. It smells a little bit more spicy.
Okay. I like that.
It's got a good amount of cherry is what I'm kind of detecting here. Yeah, I get like, I don't know if it's baking spices or just kind of reminds me of, I don't know, kind of like richer scents, but still a good amount of like, I don't know, fruit to it.
Yeah. With that like light kind of earthiness, a median and kind of like subtle tannin, but does kind of lead with these great kind of crisp tart fruit characteristics, without a ton of extraction too, right? Like, I mean, this one compared to the other reds,
yeah, it's pretty light. Yeah, it's pretty light. I don't have a sheet of white paper in front of me, but it looks pretty light.
You get the idea though. It's not opaque.
Yeah.
Right. Like it you can see your finger through the center and then it loses, or, changes its color a little bit heading out towards the rim. So, suggesting a thinner skin variety.
So what are thinner skin varieties then? Not Cab, not Cabernet Sauvignon, not, I don't know what's...
Merlot, Zinfandel, Syrah,
okay.
Because they can be really deep and like get a lot of extraction and a lot of color out of the skin that's there. So some of it could be like shorter maceration time, or it can be thinner skin varietal, Nebbiolo, Pinot Noir, Sangiovese maybe to an extent. Depending on how you treat your Merlot as well, like you can get a little less extraction, a little, Tempranillo, stuff like that. So, there's a handful of litany of other red grapes that don't necessarily throw as much color or take as much off of the skins.
Got it. How would you what are the main descriptors that you would use for this?
Well, for overall, it's just an enjoyable glass of wine. Like sometimes you just need to be able to have like an enjoyable, like you really like put it to your lips and drink it and you're like, man, that is just good. So, so that my overall impression kind of leaves me with that, but,
it's pretty like
nuanced.
Yeah. It's got a good amount of complexity. It is pretty smooth. Like it has that little bit of tannins that, you described, but it's not like super harsh, super, I can't feel it in my teeth anyway, but like, like it doesn't feel like something that's like ripping the enamel off your teeth.
Your mouth hasn't become Velcro.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So the tannins are medium. Like there's a little bit of drying, but and the acidity does make you salivate and ready for the next drink, but it's not just like felt for minutes and minutes after a sip, you know. And then I think it's a lot of like just kind of like just right on the border of just tart to ripe fruit. You know, this is really red driven with pomegranate and cranberry and cherry.
Yeah, that is some of the lightness that kind of lingers on the taste.
Yeah, so you know, suggesting a little bit towards that acidity, but not like just racing acid. And then real like, you know, medium minus body on the palate, right? Like it's ethereal. It's kind of floaty on the palate. It doesn't just disappear like water, but it's not like weighty and by no means viscous, right?
Yeah.
So it's got that kind of just like elegant, ethereal, just like, you know, coating texture without being velvety.
Yeah.
I think it's got a lingering finish too. Like it just kind of, it persists, you know, in that retronasal area, and you're like, man, I still feel the presence of that wine. That's kind of where how I'd sell it to you.
That's I mean, it's interesting because I think when I first took a sip of this, I didn't think any of that. I was just like, oh, this is nice. And it's a good amount of flavor to it. And there's a little bit of spice to it. And there's a little bit of like cherry, fruity notes. There's, you know, there's a good amount going on here. Okay, I'll keep drinking it. And then, you know, just keep drinking it, talking, having a good conversation. And like, oh, this is still really nice.
Like, I really like this.
Yeah, this is nice.
But like I said, that first thing, like just enjoyment, that it can literally just be enjoyable as is, out of the bottle, you know. I want to come back and enjoy more of this and sip more of this.
Nice. All right. So I mean, we know that I'm very bad at guessing these. So what grape is this?
Pinot Noir.
Oh, it's a Pinot Noir. Interesting. I feel like it's heavier than I would expect a Pinot Noir.
Potentially.
And
And not because it's like, you know, there are plenty that exist in this world that are more robust because it's not just Pinot Noir, right? Like they've added something else to it.
Is that what this is?
No.
Okay. It's only Pinot Noir.
This.
Okay.
So this is largely because of climate, terroir, and where it's from.
Got it. Okay.
And coming down to how they practice winemaking and, you know, people involved in the project.
Yeah. Okay. So where is this from now?
New Zealand.
Oh, it's a New Zealand one.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. Central Otago in the South Island.
Central Otago in the South Island. Okay.
Yeah.
What is it? If it's Pinot, I'm assuming it's colder there?
Yeah. So they have the Southern Alps in New Zealand. So on the west side of the island, it helps protect from any weather coming in the very, very cold seas down there, the South Sea and everything that's surrounding. So a lot of weather is mitigated coming in from the east. And then, on the east side of the island, they're inland up towards kind of like the foothills of the mountain there. So protection from the mountain, but then also off of the main coast. So it's not fully continental, but you know, somewhat protected from extremes.
Got it.
On a small island.
Okay. Nice.
Also, you know, a little bit more like UV light in the region. So like just like people and you know, taking that color and the skins like toughen up and color a little bit deeper to help protect the berry and the juice on the inside. So the color is, you know, like you said, see-through, but there's a little bit more concentration than some Pinot Noirs.
Yeah. Interesting.
Being 100%.
Cool. Yeah, this is really nice. It's, I don't know, when I first had a Pinot Noir, I was like, this is just water. This isn't right. Like it smelled great, and then I tasted it, and I was like, this tastes nothing how it smells.
Not enough impact.
Not enough impact. But this is like it feels maybe bolder than the Pinots that I've had. but it still has a really nice like balance to it.
Yeah. Part of that reputation comes with New Zealand Central Otago. Like there is, it is noted that there is a touch more like density and presence
Got it.
in well-made New Zealand Pinot Noir than potentially some other regions of the world.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, this is really nice. Okay, so let's get back to our restaurant conversation. Michelin Guide does 1, 2, and 3 stars, right? Plus they do Bib Gourmand. I think they do there's like a green star that they have for, I think, like sustainability now.
Yeah, that's somewhat newer. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a newer one. But they have that. They have Bib Gourmand. They have 1, 2, and 3 stars, which is the classic, right? What, if any, are the picks for? I guess let's start with 3 stars and go down from there.
On the Strip, I don't know if anyone off the Strip.
I don't think so.
That would be a hard fought.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But on the Strip, whether or not I imagine they've held out to it, but like Guy Savoy and Robuchon.
You think Guy Savoy could get a 3?
It had 2 back in the day.
It did have 2, yeah.
You know, so it's tough to say with some of those older ones. I know that they've maintained and kept all the details in the food and the preparation, and people are still leave the meals amazed. Like that dish was unexpected. That dish was surprising. You still do kind of hear those things coming out of those restaurants.
Interesting. Okay. I've never been to I've never been to Gilles Robuchon, and I haven't been to Atelier Gilles Robuchon either. So I like can't comment personally on them, but I would expect that Gilles Robuchon would get 3 stars as well. I mean, he got like the restaurant got it before, and like you're saying, I doubt that the quality has dropped. And doesn't Gilles Robuchon have restaurants that have multiple stars across the world too?
Indeed, him and Alain Ducasse used to go back and forth for most Michelin stars in the world.
There you go.
They were both in the low 30s at some point in
30
time.
30 stars.
Yeah,
oh my
comprehensively
God.
amongst all their.
That's
yeah,
insane.
Yeah. So they understood what it took within the greedy and the dish and the preparation and the style to do that. But
no kidding.
But that's only that Venetian wants it as well.
Sure.
Win, Fontainebleau.
Yeah. Wait, Gilles Robuchon is where?
MGM Grand.
MGM. Bellagio's got to want one.
Yes.
I don't know if they have a 3-star candidate, but
yeah, Michael Mina had one back in the day. And so once again,
1 star though, not 3.
I believe, it was 1 or 2.
Okay.
It definitely wasn't 3. It was only Robuchon back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Only 3.
That's what I thought.
So Michael Mina is still there, which could be a contender.
Yeah.
I don't know what else on the property could get to that tier 3.
I mean, I haven't heard. Maybe what is it? E by Jose Andres. Maybe I've never been there.
Yeah, inside the Cosmopolitan.
Yeah,
inside Haleo.
I've seen photos of it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like something that could have 3 Michelin stars because you see other, photos from Alania in Chicago, and it's like, okay, looks similar, but I've never been to either of those, so I can't tell you like whether the food is high quality enough or not. But that would be my only other pick for 3 stars. Would be E by Jose Andres.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay, easy. We don't even need the guide here. We've decided the 3 already. So now 2s. 2s are supposed to be, if I'm understanding it correctly, right? Like 2s are supposed to be where the food is obviously of a very high level. It has a unique kind of take on the cuisine, and you can start to see the chef in the dishes, right? So you can have a dish and be like, that is XYZ chef, right? That's my understanding of it. There are many people who will say that they know, they're apparently very secretive. Who knows like what is actually true? But my understanding is like, you know, it has to be of a certain level, and then you have to start seeing the chef in the dishes.
And I think sometimes that's where Vegas's challenge is, because bringing a restaurant here, a lot of the time you increase the seat count because you're capitalizing revenue in that fashion. And you know, we're not a destination like Monaco, right? Where like everybody's uber wealthy, so you can. We're playing to every single demographic from every single region of the world. So they have to like Vegasify dishes and cuisines and offerings a little bit.
Good point.
So that might obscure.
What does Vegasify mean?
Take for instance Peter Luger. They increased Shellfish Tower and fish offerings. They created a dry aging facility for the restaurant. They brought in steaks to do the Peter Luger regimen to create the steaks. But they extended their beverage program. It's very straightforward in New York and Williamsburg, right? Like you're not going page and page and binder. So they increased the beverage offerings. They changed and widened some of the food offerings.
There's a wider demographic of people that are coming to the restaurant, is basically what you're saying.
Indeed. Just that appeal has to touch broader audiences.
Got it. Okay. I think that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, you know, on the Strip as well, I think there's a certain amount of showmanship that people expect because it's Vegas. Vegas is one big show, right? It's entertainment. So they expect a little bit of like over the top. They expect a little bit of, you know, the seafood tower and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It can't just be the rudimentary. So in that regard, I think that where your Michelin says that they can tell the story or the soul of the chef at those higher echelons, especially at 2 and 3. Yeah. That's where some of that might be.
Interesting. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Okay. So then I'm still going to hold your feet to the fire. What are your picks for 2 stars?
Oh man. And if it were, we're trying to, not just go off of what they already did.
Atelier Joe Robuchon would be an easy shoe-in, right?
But I think 2 of the offerings, which are brand new entrants to town, and I think also part of the reason why Michelin is coming back is a place like Gymkhana or Cote.
Interesting. Okay, Gymkhana and Cote, yeah.
I was legitimately surprised, pleased, and interested in the flavors at Gymkhana. I want to go back and experience the food again. And
I've not been there yet.
Yeah, so I found it extremely worthwhile. And then Cote, carries some at their locations. So they operate in that caliber, and they offer, and they didn't have to. I don't feel as though they had to zhuzh up as much of their image to fit in Las Vegas.
They have Michelin stars in other cities, right? Cote? Okay.
Yeah. And just the style of service and the style of food and like the, the ambience and atmosphere that they offer fits in Las Vegas in the first place. So
it's a Korean barbecue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Inspired off of that. But you've got places in the Wynn too that operate at top tier levels. Wingley is still excellent. Pisces is an interesting play over there.
Any off the Strip? I have a couple in my head that I think borderline maybe.
Yeah. I still because if anything, like off the Strip, some of those chef personalities might be able to shine a little bit more with their, Dan over at Other Mama.
Ooh, you think Other Mama could get 2? I think they could get 1. I don't know if they can get 2.
something.
They do have something special there. I agree.
There's something to the experiences and the meals that I've had there. But there's still plenty of places that I haven't eaten at, and
Fair.
I think just by knowledge of them and reputation, it's tough.
So my picks for 2, I think it's borderline. I would be both surprised and not surprised if they got 2, but it's some of the kaiseki places here in town. Kaiseki Sanga. I think Kame Omakase is another one. And then there's a new one that I have not been to called Endo.
Okay.
And those, I think the challenge would be if it is true that you have to see the chef's personality in the dishes, that might be the thing that brings them down to a 1 instead of a 2. I don't know. I'm also not a Michelin writer. I'm not like, I just like eating and I like drinking. So like, I could be conflating a lot of these signals with other things, but I don't know if I see, like, I eat one of their dishes and I'm like, this is kaiseki sanga or this is kamaemakase, right? It's like, this is any one of those 3 or 4 places. They're excellent. They're expensive.
Absolutely.
I think kaiseki sanga was like $250 a person. But like, I'm also, we went there once. We're not going there consistently, weekly. Special occasion thing. I think those sorts of places could verge on a 2-star. And then if Ibai Jose Andres doesn't get a 3, then that's my guess for 2.
Okay.
Even though I haven't been there either. So there's that.
No, I see that. I feel like Endo got a special cut of Wagyu that is only like sold to him. At least,
really?
Yeah, at least definitely within like the state or Las Vegas or something. Like he's got some special.
That's cool.
Interesting cut over there. But
that feels like a 2-star thing.
Yeah, it does.
Right? Like
it does.
if it has to
completely unique offering.
Yeah, unique offering, but it also has to like hit the flavor profile or the quality. It can't just be show. Yeah. Right? We went to a 3-star once, and they had little name tags with the dish that you were eating, and it was something out of like it felt like a satire, but it wasn't. It felt like they were like. I felt like I was in I don't know, like an SNL skit or something.
Yeah.
Because it was, I can't remember what it actually said, but it was something to the effect of like a mollusk without a home, metaphorical or something. And I was like, this is the movie The Menu. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Yes.
I love it. But like, kind of like, I was like, this, it wasn't like the end of it.
Yes.
It was the first part of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is insane. But then I tasted it and I was like, holy shit. Like they actually can back up this pretentiousness that they're doing. And so I feel like that's the sort of thing you get this, Wagyu that only you can get, and you talk about it and you hype it up and you make some like, I don't know, this is the best blah, blah, blah ever. But then you have to deliver, right? And if you don't deliver, then I feel like it just falls very flat.
Yeah. Without a doubt. Yeah, you lose the story,
right?
Or you've spent too much time in the storytelling and not the execution,
right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to. It's the whole package, right? Okay, so I don't know. Like, I just don't know if they're going to be many 2-stars here. I think a few on the strip. Guy Savoy might be one.
Yeah,
I'll be totally honest. Like when we went there, it was
yeah.
It like. Maybe it was, I don't know, it was just the menu that night that we went, but I wasn't necessarily blown away. Maybe I'm just super picky. I don't know.
They probably have not stayed as edgy as they potentially once were, right?
Interesting.
That kind of like gastronomy was pushing boundaries at one point in time,
right.
And you're still executing it at a level that other places can't achieve.
Right.
But if you're not recreating or pushing some of those other
Right.
boundaries again, then maybe that's where it feels like, because I wouldn't argue that it's any less brilliant, but that it's less unfamiliar.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. This is good. This is my favorite category, the 1 stars. This is the category I'm most excited about because I do think there are a good number of 1 stars that we can have off of the strip.
Okay. How many do you think they could give us without being considered like, what did you like ridiculous? Like,
That's a good question.
like how much do you think that they would have to like we can't do more than
I think they wouldn't do more than 6.
okay.
That's a good amount.
That's
quite a lot.
It is.
But I mean, realistically, I would guess like 4.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what? Do you remember the amount of restaurants when they were here last time that got stars?
I think it was maybe like 10 or 12.
That's what I thought. I was going to guess
Yeah.
somewhere around 9. So that like 10 or 12 makes sense to
Yeah.
me. So like that's 1 star, 2 or 3 2 stars, and then the rest 1.
Yeah. 1 3-star.
Yeah.
Like two or 3 2-stars, and then a handful of 1s. Yep.
Yeah. So that's what, like 7, 8, something like that, 1
Mhm.
stars.
Yeah.
So that's my guess of 6.
So yeah, because I think, I don't know. Are there 10 that are worthy? And then 10, I think, would be like, wow, that's wow.
10 is a lot. 10
it would
feels
be
like a lot.
especially for your entrant. You just got back into this thing.
Yeah,
and
10 feels like a lot.
here's 10. So okay, all right. So that makes it even more difficult then,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know,
I mean, I think you probably know my number 1 pick. I would say this. Number 1 pick off strip, because we don't go and dine on strip too often. So I think you're probably much more familiar with the restaurants on strip because you deal with them in your line of work. And I'm much more familiar with restaurants off strip. So my number 1 pick then off strip, you probably know what it is. Can you guess?
I'd hate to be wrong. Is it
If you're wrong, leave.
is it the Wendy's off of?
How did you know? They have a new batter
Yeah.
that they put their chicken nuggets
Yeah.
in, or I guess I don't know.
Finger in the chili.
Yeah, exactly. They have a new square patty of burger.
Breaking boundaries. I don't know. I mean, if it would be somewhere like Partage or
Yeah, mine would be Partage for sure. I think they could do 1 star.
I feel like you can see the desire. Like there's an intent behind so many of the dishes and the presentation and the execution influences as well. So I mean I can see that. I see the talent there.
Yeah, typically, like, I feel like for 1 star, there's got to be at least, like, everything's got to be at a high level. And I feel like there's got to be 1 dish that just kind of blows your mind. And typically, I think Partage fulfills that.
That's great. Yeah, I've always felt like they've had it dialed in. The offering that they make, being independent off strip, is really thoughtful.
Yeah. And the heritage is there. Allegedly, I've seen documentaries, so I'm definitely not an expert, but allegedly, one of the things that the guide looks for is some kind of heritage as well. And Chef Yuri came from, or at least like, I think he started his career at a 3 Michelin restaurant in France.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got some of the heritage there.
Okay. That experience, that knowledge, that kind of execution.
Yeah. Yeah. So that would be my number 1, at least for restaurants off the strip.
Yeah. That's cool.
What about you? You can't say Partage because I already said it.
Yeah, I know. And there's super hard, especially when you really start like breaking it down and is the desire there or just the, to create excellent food. Because I don't know. That's so hard. But you think of places like Sparrow Wolf,
Mhm.
Anima, now that chef is doing his own thing at Amador, would that be something worthwhile?
I was wondering, I've not been to
Um,
Amador yet,
no,
but
me neither.
I definitely want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be a contender.
Mm-hmm.
It's also very new. That's a tough, like, I feel like from what I've understood, it's tough for new restaurants to get a star.
Yeah, you get not enough of that experience in history
Yeah.
and especially just like dialing it in your dishes yourself, your creativity, like again and again and
Yeah.
again.
But that chef, I don't know the chef's name, but that chef does have a lot of experience,
Mhm.
right? With EDO and I guess Anima,
Mhm.
right? So I feel like it's a potential because he's got a lot of experience in those restaurants already.
Yeah,
So
and the
maybe
James
this
Beard
next
nod.
one,
Yeah,
the James
mean-
Beard nod for sure.
yeah, yeah. But I think that's where it pushes some of those other expressions, right? Like Bib Gourmand. Like I could see
Mhm.
that,
Totally.
10, 12, 15 nods around town easily for a category like that.
Who are they? All 15, all off the top of your head right now, and tell me the menus and everything they have on the wine list.
The wine lists are usually pretty easy. None of them are usually terribly extensive. But heritage wise and lineage, you see places like Lotus getting into that.
Yeah, Bib Gourmand for sure. I don't think they can get a star.
Yeah,
but I think Bib
newer
Gourmand,
entrants
sure.
and like 00, who we've
Mhm.
spoken to before.
Love 00.
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, Other Mama, if they, I think they could potentially get a star,
Mhm.
but if not, definitely Bib Gourmand. I mean, you mentioned them earlier. Sparrow and Wolf, that's one of my other picks for a single star, is Sparrow and Wolf. It's got a plus in the name, Sparrow plus Wolf.
Mhm.
So therefore, that they're at a certain level. You don't put a plus in the name of your restaurant if you're not trying to go for a certain level.
Yeah, and I mean, you see the mixed flavors and influences that go
Mhm.
into each and every dish that Brian like puts together. Like
Yeah,
there's
it's really,
like
really good.
and it sometimes it reads like, oh, wow, and then once you get the dish and the plate, you're like, aha, I got it.
Yeah, totally.
Kind of thing.
But yeah, Other Mama, another one. I think La Strega, which is not too far away from where
Indeed,
we're
indeed.
recording.
Yeah, good.
It's solid. They
Mhm.
do some, I think, some unique stuff with some of their dishes, and it's always like the service is always great. The wine we've had there has always been great.
Yep.
So I think La Strega could be one as well.
Esther's will get a nod of some form.
Yeah,
You know.
Esther's. Yeah, like I like Esther's. I don't know. For me, it didn't live up to the hype.
Mm-hmm.
Their bread was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The spreads that they had for their I think it's sourdough were really, really good. But yeah, I don't know. There was something about it that didn't wow me as much as other people's experiences.
Well,
It could have just been me and what we ordered. I don't know.
and sometimes us not being the actual like judges and guides, because it's always a fun place, like the ambient,
for sure. The ambiance
so,
is always great as well. Yeah,
so something, which can't be applied to the rating per se.
it
but-
is 100% one of the better restaurants in town.
Yeah.
I just don't know. For me, like it hit that. But again, what do I know?
Yeah.
You're like, what do you know? Not much, obviously.
Just opinions. We've
Yeah,
all got opinions.
fair enough,
It's but it's
opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one.
and sometimes they stink.
Yeah, that's true. Mine consistently, apparently. All right, what else? Let's see. Kaiseki Sanga that I mentioned earlier. Definitely a 1-star. Really, really good. I haven't been to some of the other kaiseki places, But if they're anything similar, then I would expect Kame Omakase, Yui Edamae, what's the other one? Endo, Kaiseki Yuzu. Those, any one of those 4 or 5, I think, could get one. And then Kabuto, I think, is the other one.
Ah, that's a beautiful place. Yeah.
Yeah, they've raised their prices more recently, which bummed me out because you could usually, or before, you could get it was I don't know, like a 13-piece omakase sushi for like $65, $70. It was, I think, one of the best deals on the strip, but they've raised their prices like everyone else has. So, I get it. But yeah, a little bit more expensive, but still super high quality.
Do you think someone like our dear Tacos El Gordo could get?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think Bib Gourmand, sure.
Yeah.
But I grew up in San Diego and went to the original Tacos El Gordo and had, a bunch of taco places in San Diego. And like, it's good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that good.
That may not have the full layer of consistency.
Yeah.
But I imagine there's got to be a taco place in town that could be.
Maybe. I don't know.
Have you enjoyed Milpa?
Oh, Milpa.
Fantastic.
That would be the one.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that would be the one.
Yeah.
If there is going to be a taco place that gets a Michelin star, it would be Milpa.
I like that.
Yeah, Milpa is great.
Yeah.
Been there for brunch, been there for dinner, and it is consistently very good.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, Milpa is great. I think they make all of their own, like everything in-house. It's a small place too, so it can be tough to get a seat there.
Yeah, depending on when you. I like the off times. I like that. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Like, get in, get my fix.
Yeah, Milpa's awesome.
Yeah, well, it's tough because there's and a handful of other local chefs. Like Screezy. Is it Mark Screezy? And he's got,
who is that?
Italian chef. He had a location over on Buffalo in like the 95, and now he's opened a place under his own name, Screezy. It's over on Blue Diamond and Rainbow.
Interesting.
Yeah, some of the little Gaetanos or places in the world. What's the other one on Eastern there?
I don't know.
But yeah, I wonder if some of these other longer legacy family operations.
Who's the chef that you just mentioned? Screezy?
Yeah, I believe it's Mark Screezy.
Mark Screezy. I've never heard of this before.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll go check it out for sure. Italian? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't made it into the new location yet, but his old location has been around for quite some time.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. I've never heard
classics like I don't know. It's a tough call because there's places that I love and there's places that I go to and cater to, but whether or not every time it's like a memorable experience.
Mm-hmm.
So much as something I just love and support because I love and support them.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, that's always the tough part, right? Like there are a lot of places that we love to go to.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I were talking about this with movies. I love the Tokyo Drift movie, the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. It is an awful movie. I know it is an awful movie. There's a pleasure in that. Yeah, I have never heard a worse American accent by an American in that movie, but I love that movie.
Yeah.
And I will die on that hill.
Okay.
But it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
Right? So like there are places, not necessarily bad restaurants, but there are places that, we hold a special place in our heart, but not quite like Michelin star quality.
Why no? You've got a chef, Sean McLean, who Sage back in the day, if it was here, I think would have had one, could have earned one.
Interesting. Okay.
And now you've got...
Where was Sage?
In the Aria.
Okay. I never went there.
But fantastic. It was one of the most well curated wine lists in town for a long time, and the food was always like phenomenal and edgy, and full vegetarian offerings as well. So now you've got what is kind of like a restaurant in disguise because the food offerings are really quite excellent.
Yeah, they're really good
in what is told to you is just a wine bar, right?
Right. Yep.
So. There's some sleepers that have interesting fun offerings as
It
well.
could definitely be a bib gourmand. I don't know
Yeah.
about a Michelin star, but again, I'm not a raider. But like
exactly.
I
I don't
you're
know
like you're not a raider. So shut up.
me neither. Like I feel so bad getting asked that question now because I'm like, I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but like what does it literally take to do that and be that?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't have a ton of Michelin star eating experience. I've eaten Michelin level food post Michelin experience because I worked in Mix. I worked in Oriole. I have been around these chefs and experienced food, but none of them currently holding Michelin stars.
Got it.
So
fair enough.
I definitely, if anything, give everyone that caveat that I lack Michelin experience.
Yeah.
I understand it as a thing, but
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it really takes either, right? Like I'm an armchair expert because I've watched documentaries and I've been to some Michelin restaurants and I like food and I like wine. So like,
yeah,
that doesn't make me qualified. Apparently you have to like, it's people who are in the culinary industry. It's people who have gone to culinary school. It's food writers. It's, people who live and breathe this stuff every day.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't.
I'm sure you have to be able to properly identify a brunoise, if it's that quarter.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a fine dice of a vegetable, like down to a specific measurement cube.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
I cannot identify that.
Or make sure that all 5 of the herbs are in that fiend herb, right? Like it's kind of.
The more you talk and the more that I say I don't know what it is, you are taking me out of the running to be a Michelin guide raider.
No.
Like I am doing my best here.
You're still perfect in the running. You still got a chance. You're telling me there's a chance.
You're telling me there's a chance. very small.
Michelin needs us.
Yeah.
I think that's the moral of the story.
They need somebody who does not know what they're doing when it comes to a Michelin guide.
Can be blown away by food and like bring that to them and say like,
I think so.
This experience
this is our pitch to the Michelin guide to make us raters.
Honestly, maybe some of these are just our hopes because we don't want to see these local restaurants go away. They've been on a wonderful run, and we want to see more success to them.
We're going to be handing out stars like Oprah.
Indeed,
making it rain stars.
I guess we can't really start a Goodyear guide here in the States. We don't own the company.
No. We're gonna start the Rando Wine podcast rating, and that's going to be our,
just juice rating.
The just juice rating. Yeah. And everybody gets a star.
Because
something tells me nobody is actually going to take our guide seriously if we just give everybody stars.
Yeah.
What would be your rating criteria? If you started a guide, what would be your rating criteria?
Yeah, I think the first step of the Michelin is the very important thing. Like, do you want to return? Because or go out of your way to experience. Because I think people complain about the traffic in this town a lot, but end up living very bubbly in Las Vegas.
Totally.
They don't like to go outside of a certain driving radius. So I personally have no problem driving all over town to go to things and see things and check things out. But
it's also
so if
part of your work.
If it draws, it is. I spend a lot of days in my car. But something that could draw people outside of their bubble and make them desire to come back. And I do think a certain part of it these days has to be about the overall experience.
So you were saying a place that makes you get out of your bubble here in Vegas, because you're right. People do live in kind of their own bubbles. I live on the west side, which is where we are right now, but went to your area of town for pickleball for the first time since I think I went to your house last.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I don't go out to that area very often.
Yeah. I mean, it's easily a 40-minute drive, with traffic and stuff. So I get that kind of time commitment and whatnot, but some things are worth it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so willing to drive to right now. You're basically explaining the Michelin guide, right? Like, worth it to drive out there. Overall, food, ambiance, a wine list, or like drinks in general. Doesn't have to be wine list.
Yeah.
But like drinks in general. Anything else that you would be like this goes in my guide?
I think maybe I would put, I don't know if it's fair to say or not, but a little bit of emphasis on wine, like you're even down to like your by the glass offerings. If I roll in and everything by the glass is omnipresent retail expression, then there's something in your commitment to what you're doing that potentially you're lacking a little bit of.
That's fair. So you want the attention to detail in each part of the program of the restaurant.
As much as you can. Yeah.
Sounds like you're describing the Michelin guide.
Right. Yeah, we just got to rearrange the letters. Can we create another word out of
the Just Juice guide?
Well, everybody's got their local expressions, and we've got our local like foodies and food reviewers and food people. And I wonder,
Yeah. Las Vegas Phil has gotten really popular lately.
Yeah. Right place, right time.
Yeah, for sure. I follow him quite a bit. Okay. I mean, generally, I think I would agree with you, right? Like the experience, I think if we're doing a guide for Vegas specifically, there has to be a certain Vegas something. Like each time you go to dinner and Elvis pops out and like sings a song.
Which restaurant offers that right now?
None right now, but we could start a trend. But if they have to, and they get one of our, we can't do stars because I'm sure that's like trademarked by the Michelin Guide. But
or diamonds,
you can't do diamonds. Yeah,
or maybe we give them
rocks.
Elvises.
Give them Elvises.
Yeah, you are so Vegas. You get 3 Elvises.
Yeah, that might also be like trademarked as well. Rocks. We'll give them rocks. We have sand and rocks out here. You get 1, 2, or 3 rocks
from their very own parking lot.
Exactly.
Found these out front. You deserve all 3.
Yeah, they can at least be painted like the 7 Magic Mountains.
I like that.
That I think are going away.
Yeah, it was supposed to be temporary. I don't know how long it's been here now though.
Well, it's not so magic anymore, but yeah, we'll give you a painted rock.
Indeed.
That's that's our. Okay, who's getting the first painted rock?
Now we're playing favorites, right? Because I'm coming up on almost 40 years in this town. I've got some longtime friends.
Yeah, and you're gonna make a lot of enemies now,
right?
Not gonna have so many friends after this.
Who is my favorite? Man,
I'm giving my rock to Partage.
Okay,
that's it. Yeah.
Well, if Partage didn't exist, this wouldn't be happening. So
that's true. That is true.
We definitely owe them a nod.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they do. We were talking about the whole menu. The ambiance is there. It's a nice like high-end food, but also kind of casual. You feel like the people there have always been super friendly. They kind of welcome you into their, family, their restaurant, right? And I think the name Partage means to share.
I believe so.
So, it does feel like they're kind of sharing their passion with you. So that would be my Just Juice rock pick.
Indeed.
We're going to get trophies made of these and start giving them to restaurants and be like, what the fuck is this? I don't want this. I don't want a rock from our parking lot. What are you doing?
Until they realize its value.
Yeah. Yeah. I think everyone is waiting to realize the value of that rock.
I don't think this is cart before the horse at all. Like it's happening.
Yeah. All right. We'll make it happen for sure.
Yeah. This town.
All right, let's end with what this wine actually is. I think you have the bottle, right?
Yeah, indeed. So some
Just juice rock. I love it.
Burn Cottage,
Burn Cottage.
Central Otago, New Zealand. This is the
This is a fun label.
namesake vineyard of Burn Cottage from them. They have a couple in their line. There's a gentleman, Ted Lemon, who does Literai, which I sent you a picture recently. Hands down, some of the finest Chardonnay Pinot Noir produced in the world.
Nice.
That I love immensely and have for a long, long time. He helped kick this off. He's
Nice.
very in setting up the vineyards, in the biodynamic practices, in how to run and operate the estate. And they have continued in that vein, and they push out such high quality juice that I just super happy every time I get into a bottle of this.
Nice. Yeah, it's really good, and the label's really fun too.
Yeah, artistic and just full of character and yeah,
Nice.
I like these guys.
Yeah, this is a fun one. Is it easy to find?
Pretty small production, pretty limited.
Okay.
I don't know about retail expression, but I think seeking it out on a wine list is worthwhile.
Is there a restaurant here in Vegas you know of that has it on the wine list?
I believe at one point in time, Mott 32, Strip Steak, Revea had it, but which is not a restaurant any longer, unfortunately. Joe's Stone Crab in the Forum Shops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So if anybody here is listening, so far we have 0 listeners, but we will at least have one at some point.
Besides
2,
ourselves,
it might be our partners.
Yes.
But
out of pure sheer obligation,
yeah. And it might be some people that I don't know, or I'm like coworkers with, and I'm like, please listen to this. But there you go. Joe's Crab Shack, Mott 32 might have it. Go seek it out. I feel like it's a good thing that we should do. We should like find where one of these wines are on a wine list and have people go experience it there at a restaurant.
Indeed. Yeah. Put it together with the cuisine.
Yeah. Because it's this I feel like would go really well with seafood. It's a little bit heavier, so it feels like it'd go well with some of like the steakhouse sort of fare. Yeah, I like it. It's good.
Dynamite. Glad.
Cool. Well, always a pleasure.
Cheers.
Cheers. Till next time.